Episode 14, Real Estate, Raw and Uncut. I'm Byron Lazine. We've got Tim Bray. We've got an interesting topic today. It's the new economy. Where's the economy heading? So China plays a big part of that. China and the new economy and how that is going to relate back to real estate.
Yeah, I think it's a huge topic.
It's huge. A lot of stuff
We got to
happening
give
out
some
there.
props to the real estate radio guys.
Yeah.
Because they've just
They're in
recently...
Arizona?
They are in Arizona.
Yep.
It's a lot nicer there than it is here.
Maybe a little bit.
This time of year. But yeah, China, for the first time in 140 years, produced more real goods and services than the U.S. That's a huge topic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the question is, how is that going to impact us? Not only as an economy, but how's it going to impact real estate?
I mean, these guys had a great line in here. We're going to become the biggest consumer and the biggest debtor. That's not a good thing.
I think we have been the largest consumer and debtor. But as the Chinese population continues to grow,
Yep.
And their impact on us is huge. So where do we take this?
And the Chinese, the Asian demographics, the fastest growing in the States.
Absolutely. It's funny because you go into something called ZipLogics, which is where you can buy a bunch of the real estate forms. And for the first time that I've ever seen, you have the ability to download all the forms in Chinese. So I'm not sure if you were aware of that.
That's good stuff.
But that's
makes it easy.
I guess we need somebody that's Chinese on our team.
Yeah.
Going forward. So I think one of the things right now, the dollar still, it's still the world's reserve currency, but I think we're on the teetering, or like we'd mentioned before, we're at a point where that could change. It could become the euro. I know, some of the Middle Eastern countries are vying for.
If it's not the dollar and say it becomes the euro, where does that put, our hard assets like real estate?
Well, I think you've got to go back to what happens to the value of the dollar, and the value of the dollar immediately is discounted. It goes down. Inflation, big time.
Jeez.
So you got to have interest rates that spike. The value of real estate has to decline.
Yep.
So it's not a great thing, but you've got to look at it. This thing is like a glacier, and we've seen this coming, and you still have time to prepare. So it depends on if you're just a homeowner and you're living in a home for shelter, then you're fine because you're there long term. Just know that interest rates are going to rise. They have to. And if you're thinking about buying real estate, probably a good time to do so.
Jump on it now before, especially I guess if you're like a first-time home buyer, you're saying?
Absolutely.
Because you could get an interest rate that jumps 0.5% could possibly price you out of the market, right?
Well, that being said, the values of the real estate are then going to come down.
Sure.
But how much of the sellers that are out there are going to be capable of selling their property at that point?
Exactly.
Because they can't get out from under them again.
So you'll have less actual real inventory out there, people that actually can sell. Your wiggle room as the buyer has just evaporated.
That's it.
Because you jumped up 0.5% or maybe even a full percent. I mean, those days are coming where the interest rates are going to increase. I don't know how quickly or how much, but
and it's not
it will happen. No, it's when. The interest rates are going to go up. They've been historic lows for way too long, so that has to happen at some point.
Yeah, and so what's going to happen, I believe, is that our commodities are going to be extremely valuable. So it's what people are buying. So how's that going to affect real estate here in the States? I think that large land parcels, or maybe companies that sit on large land parcels that produce commodities are going to go up in value, or large land parcels with water. I mean, let's look at Warren Buffett.
Right. What's he buying?
He's buying railroads.
That's crazy.
He's buying a real estate company.
That's right. Lots of them. And that's kind of what we've seen from a lot of the international investors and buyers is they're looking at large acreage, here in Connecticut with what we're specifically dealing with, and they're looking for large acreage that has some kind of natural water supply, and they're sniffing around on all these different people that are selling these properties.
So what everything that I'm hearing us say right now, as we sporadically do, is there's a paradigm shift going on. And again, I got to go back to it is like a glacier. This is going to be slow. That is the fortunate thing for everybody that's out there. You have time to react, but you've got to plan for it.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't going to happen in a month. It's a gradual thing, but we all have the ability to make changes in the way we invest and in the way we purchase.
Yeah, you could be on either side of the coin. You could be the investor. You could be the person that's just trying to find that home for their family, and you don't want to wait 2-3 years until the interest rates are up and the inventory's down and you can't buy anymore. Get into it now. And then if you're an investor, what would you do? Would you wait? Because the value's going to come down. If you're a cash investor, you're probably going to wait.
Well, now you're talking. Are you an investor? Multifamily homes. Because what is this going to do?
Well, multifamily, you should be in there now.
You should be, and if you're a renter, it scares you to death because your purchasing power is actually going to decline.
Yep.
But yet you don't own the home. You're renting, so you're in a tough spot as a renter. Even though what we've been saying is that's where, as an investor, you want to be right now. So a lot of things to think about. I think it's a really good topic. We've just scratched the surface, but I'm glad that we have.
Yeah, as more information continues to trickle out, we're going to talk about this topic more and more. The article that the Real Estate Radio guys did will be linked up in the comment section. Feel free to comment on it. What do you think is going to happen? Where do you think the new economy is heading? And definitely check that article because they did a great job. So you can find me, guys, on Twitter at Byron Lazine.
You can just find me in one spot.
Anywhere you want.
tbray at seaportre.com.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. See you next Friday.
We'll do this with the bow.
Do this one with bow.